Oh, hi there, and welcome back to Minecraft. In this video, we're going to talk about how to create command block shops. So, just like the one behind us, where in this instance we can get 64 golden apples for the price of a single diamond. Let's begin. So, before we get started, I just want to explain that this is for the Java version of Minecraft, and it will require the use of command blocks. So, if you do not have permission to use command blocks on the world or server that you're playing, this will not work. And if you're playing on Bedrock version or anything other than Java, it will not work. Right, so now we've got that out of the way, let's actually crack on with this. So in front of us you can see it's very basic looking market stand, and we have a button here with the sign 64 golden apples for 1 diamond. I happen to have 3 diamonds in my hand, and let's have a go. So if we just click the button, we have 1 diamond gone and 64 golden apples returned. I can do it again for another 64, and I can do it again for another 64. I do it one more time, nothing happens. You can look at my inventory. Absolutely nothing there other than the golden apples. So, you want to know how this works? That's very simple. Behind us, or behind the stall, we have some command blocks. Now, normally when I do this, I would hide these a bit better, but for obvious reasons, you guys need to see it. And, yeah. It's very, very simple. Let me just go through each of these, what they show, how they work, and what you want to do with it. Right, so I've just adjusted my GUI so everything's a little bit bigger and you can see it a bit better on your tiny phones if that's what you're looking. So let's try this again once more. So you can see in my inventory I have 2 diamonds and some golden apples, nothing up here, simple as that. If I click in this, 1 diamond will disappear and I will get another 64 golden apples, like so. And the same thing will happen again if I do it now. And then, as you see, there's still nothing in here. I do it a third time with no diamonds, nothing happens. So that's essentially how it works. And say it's all command block based, so the important thing is you need to make sure that the first command block, this one, is on the block adjacent to the block with the button. If it was up here, for example, or down here, then, or over here or whatever, it's not going to work. So let's just clear away these golden apples, and if you're not sure, I'll tell you how to get a command block. So all you need to do is / give, then your player name, so you can tab across to go, in that case, Sergey Gamer, and then just type in command. Now, if you do not have rights to obviously create this, then it's not going to work. So if you're on a server and you haven't got OP rights, or you're not in cheats enabled mode, isn't going to work. So do that. There we go. We've got command block. And if you want to chain command block, which is the other one, the turquoisey one, so you can do the same command, give at me, and then start typing chain, tab to complete it, and then there we go. So we have the 2 different types of command blocks. Oh, and just as a side note, pro tip for using command blocks, if you place one down, you'll see here there's an arrow sort of facing in the direction. So that's facing the direction, the opposite direction of when you place. So I'm facing this way when I place it. It's now facing towards me, and obviously you can see that's facing that way. Same with the chain command block. So if you've got lots of command blocks all close together, this is quite useful because it just basically dictates which direction the commands are going to be following. So yeah, that's just by the by, that's that. Let's move on over here. So let's look at each of the 4 command blocks individually. They all have their own unique commands. I'm going to get rid of those again. And they're all very important, but like I say, starting with the top one, we've got all the way to the left, please. It's execute as at P, which is the closest player. You could obviously change that, but in this instance, we want the closest player, the one clicking the button. Run tag. And then we've got at P, which again is the closest player. MBT equals inventory, colon, open bracket, open curly bracket thingy, ID, / colon, speech marks, whatever they're called, Minecraft, colon, diamond. So what that's basically doing is looking for the closest player with a diamond in their inventory. And once it finds that person, we add item exchange 1. So that's the tag that we're adding to that player. Now don't worry, I will put all of these commands in the description of the video, so you can just copy and paste it if it doesn't make sense. That might be the best way to do it, but here we go. Let's get it working. So that's the first part. Obviously, it will look for the closest player with a diamond. In the way I use it is this is for a map that we're going to be having available for download. So it just means that when we make shops, people don't run out of stock when they're playing, and I'm not there to fill them up. So anyway, moving on. That's the first one. Second one, what this does is over here, give at P, the player, obviously closest player with that tag, add item exchange 1. it gives them golden apple times 64. Now we can change this to whatever we want to. All of it, we'll change it. That's fine. So that basically gives that player that item. And then the next one clears clears 1 diamond from the closest player with item exchange 1 as a tag. And that's like that. Straightforward. Hopefully you're following. The final one is removes the tag. So tag at P, so closest player with that tag, item exchange 1, remove item exchange 1 as a tag. So that's it. Now you could just copy and paste that and stop watching the video, or you can listen around to see how it actually works. Right, so shall we make one and see how it works properly? Let's go and just find some space. So we'll pop that there, and we'll grab a button, and we'll pop that there, and we'll grab the command blocks as so. We're going to need to go down a few spaces. So what I normally do is just put a block, where's that button there? Right, put a block above that so that when you're facing down, you can just click the command block and go like that. So you can see that arrow is now pointing down. If you just try to click the next one into it, it's going to open the command block. So what you'll need to do is hold shift and then press 1, 2, and 3, and that places all 3 of those in place. So that's the command blocks in place, but these are all empty. Now, I would just recommend copy and pasting and then changing what you need to change, purely because it's a pain to try and type it all out. So, like I say, it's going to be in the description of the video, copy and paste it from there. I'm going to just copy that command from that one, and I'm going to paste it in here with some changes. So in the previous one, we wanted to use an elytra as a payment method. Let's change that. So if we just delete that, and sorry, I want to use a diamond. Well, I'm giving secrets away now. This time I want to use an elytra. So just type elytra there, and then item exchange 1. Now we already have 1 item exchange in here. So if we could use 1 again, but it's going to confuse things a lot. So what I recommend is use different numbers for every shop that you have. Now on this map, I've got, I think, 36, 37 different shops so far that are working. So yeah, it gets a bit confusing, but I've got a nice spreadsheet keeping it all together. So anyway, change that to 2. Item exchange 2. Now you can call it whatever you want, to be honest, as long as this is consistent through all of the commands of this row. So if you want to call this shop 1, that's fine, as long as the next ones are all shop 1. But we're going to use item exchange 2. Hopefully you're following. That's that. So that's gone. And actually, I will just show you a second. So if I just get an elytra, spell it right, elytra. There we go. Let's just show that this doesn't work now. There we go. Nothing happening. So next one, we want to copy and paste. So I'll just copy that and paste that in there. So where we've got item exchange 1, we want that to be item exchange 2, or whatever you've called the tag. And then we've got the item that we want to purchase. So I think for elytra, let's say we can, I don't know, fence gate is there. And let's say, I mean, you can have whatever you want. Let's do 300 fence gates. That sounds fair. So that's the bit you need to change. Item exchange to whatever you want it to be, the tag name, and then the items that you want to purchase, and then the amount of items you want to purchase. Do the same again. So we'll copy and paste this one and pop it in there. And then we need to change that to item exchange 2 as before. And we want to change that from diamonds to elytra, because that's what we're using to buy. Now, obviously, you can change that number as well. So you need, say, 3 elytras or 1 elytra, whatever. We're going to stick it with 1. And then the final one, not to forget that one, we want to pop that in there, copy and paste. And then we just need to change item exchange 2 and item exchange 2. Done. So now we have an elytra. We can just have a look at that, actually. Nothing else is in the inventory other than that, so click on that. Elytra's gone, and we've got, someone can do the maths, there should be 300 acacia fence gates there. So that works. And if we click it again, we have no more fence gates. So that is basically how it works. Now, hopefully I've explained that in a way that you understand it and you can amend it, because you're not going to want to just copy my commands for golden apples for diamonds. You're going to want to sell something for something. So you now know how you can change it and which parts you need to change. But unfortunately, that's all we've got time for today. So if you enjoyed this video, if you feel like you've learned something, please give it a big like and a thumbs up. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing to the channel. And obviously tell your friends about it too, because if you liked it, there's a good chance they will too. But as always, I've been Geeky Gamer. You've been awesome. and thanks for watching. Goodbye.